It's Witchmun, the Mun behind Skjebnebane and Shadowbreak. I'm here to do the very late question and answers video that I promised ages and ages ago, but I never really got to it because I always had an excuse. So we're gonna do it now and we're gonna get right to it. I'm gonna do the questions in the order I got them. Russia's Winters asked 5 questions, so here we go. If Moonin could choose to be mortal so she could only live as long as her biggest love would she? No, Moonin wouldn't do this. When she falls in love, she does it with all of herself. She doesn't hold anything back, ever. And when her loved ones die, she mourns them forever. She always misses them. She never ever forgets them. But she's not gonna sacrifice part of who she is just so that she wouldn't miss them in the end. She couldn't. It would be compromising a very large part of herself, and she doesn't feel right doing it. They fell in love with her for who she is, not who she would be. Do I like vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream? I like vanilla ice cream. I hate chocolate ice cream, but I love chocolate. Chocolate ice cream doesn't taste like chocolate to me. I don't know why. Would you rather spend a day with Loki or Thor? Both me and Moonin. Me, I'd rather spend it with Thor just because I worry that Loki would get plans to take over some kingdom. Yeah, that would probably be bad. Moonin would rather be with Loki, but she does love Thor. He's her brother. What you gonna do? What would Moonin do if she was locked in a room with Donald Trump? The Democrats would thank her. Yeah, the Democrats would thank her. Okay, is there any movies that make Moonin cry? No? Cry laughing, sure. I don't think there's any movies that would make her cry. Books, yeah. Books, yeah, but not movies. Emma Halam asks how many horses I have, and I have 16 horses, but we're selling 3 of them, so soon to be 13. Sad, but they're going to good homes, so that's good. What's Moonin's favorite verse to play in? Well, Moonin only really has 2 verses. Still sick. Moonin only has 2 verses. So there's really no way for me to answer this because it's like either she likes back when she still lived in Asgard or she likes after she left. I personally prefer after she left because she does a lot of growing as a person and her mental state is a lot more fun to play with after the fact because she's so much more, there's so much more to her. She's loud and lively and lovely and I love it a lot. But yeah. Oh, Jimmy Christmas. Sorry, I just like accidentally skipped a page. Nomadic, aka Plenty of Knowing, asks, how did the idea for Moonin come about? I have a lot of OCs that are inspired by mythology or certain pantheons of gods. I think I have OCs for every pantheon except Greek for some reason. So like, normally I do more the ones that are in the Celtic pantheon, but Moonin is Nordic and she's my favorite OC for that section of mythology. And so it was partially that, but those of you who've been following me a while know that she started out as a Valkyrie. There was a book series I was reading, a really bad book series that I'm not going to go into. There was a lot of Valkyrie in it, Valkyria. So that helped inspire her as well. What is my character creation process? My character creation process varies a lot. Like sometimes a friend will meet. I can talk, I swear. Sometimes a friend will come to me with like a plot and say like, hey, you want to do this? And I'll have to develop a character like really quick and then build them up as we go. Or sometimes it'll be the other way around where I'll come to somebody with a plot and I'll either make the plot around a character that I've already made because I want to use them, or I'll make the character for a plot that's in my head. A weirder way is like I like to look at really baby names for like different cultures and countries and such. And sometimes I'll find a name that I really like and I want to use it, so then I'll make a character for that name and they'll just sit somewhere waiting until I can use them. Do I have a song that stands out as Moonin's anthem? songs that I think she likes, and I have songs that make me think of her, but I don't really have a song that's her anthem. It's hard because a lot of the songs that fit her don't fit enough of her. Because, like, she has some tragic elements to her. Of course she does. Gods are always tragic in a way, beautiful, but tragic. And, but it's very much like, she's so happy on top of that, and I cannot find a good song that has her sound that is both happy and tragic. So, if you know anything, let me know. Like, come to me and help me out. A couple songs that make me think of her though are St. Patrick by Paris, Into You by Ariana Grande, and Colors and Gasoline both by Halsey. Oh, also Out of the Blue by The Prides. Kind of listening to that now actually. Lost Soldier asks, would you ever consider making Moonin a canon character, like in a legit book? Funny story. I'm working on 3 different books right now. They're not far in because I keep trashing my old ideas because I never really like what I make, but I'm gonna get there eventually. And Moonin is actually like, she's not a point of view character, she's a side character or companion character in the first of the 3. I am literally that person who fell in love with a side character and then just brought them more to life than their fandom did. That's probably just sad. Oh well. But yeah, so that's in the works. It's gonna happen eventually. It might take like 5 years, but hey. When and how did you get the idea for Moonin? A lot of you guys ask this question, but you ask it in like different wording, so I can actually do different answers each time, which is cool. The idea for Moonin came 4 years ago, and again, she was inspired by the Norse gods and that really horrible book series that I'm not going to tell you about. No, it's not when I was writing. But also it was just, I don't know, I really love seer characters and I didn't have one. And I needed to have one. And then what is it that you think works so well with Moonin and Bucky? Moonin respects warrior characters. She respects characters that are really strong. And if someone is like super, she respects prowess in battle, she respects fun-loving people, she respects playful people, but people who are still very thoughtful. And Bucky hits all of those criteria. He's wonderful for her. And she doesn't have to hide any of herself with him. He's willing to take her as she is, and that's a huge thing. Huge. She fell in love with everything she saw of him. Cartilage asks, what's my biggest achievement? And that's the fact that 4 of my horses have titles in multiple states because I show my horses. Also, I got a letter on Obama about my, about a paper I did in biology, but that's another thing. But yeah, a bunch of my horses have like 5 or 6 titles in 5 or 6 different states. I say 5 or 6 because I think Patty has 6, but I'm not sure. Oh well. My biggest regret is most of the things I said and thought up until age 18. If I could go back in time and beat my younger self with a lead pipe, I would. Yeah. Chaos Walking asks, what drew you to play an OC over a canon character? I feel freer with an OC because an OC is fully 100% mine and I can take them wherever I want to go. I respect the hell out of canon role players. That's gotta be hard. I would not be able to stick to the skeleton that they already have in their works. And you guys do it, and yet you manage to add to those characters and make them so unique and beautiful. Like, mad respect for you guys. But I like to be able to have my OCs, and I create characters all the time. All the time. There are hundreds of them in my mind. So it's like, they gotta get out somehow. Have there been any particular challenges in writing Moonin? I can talk, I swear. Yeah. She's very different from me. She's inherently sexual, and I am not. I am not. I am not. She's a lot more social than I am. She's a lot less serious than I am. So it's like she's very much a foil to me. She's an opposite of who I am as a person, so I've got to try and like adapt my mind to try and think the way she does. And whenever she flirts, I have to look up fan fiction to figure out how to flirt, because I don't know how. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but yeah. She's not easy to write, but I love writing her, so. Wait. Oh, also, her mind, because her mind works so differently, because her mind is a bramble bush, tangled, and each branch is another future, and each thorn is another possibility. I have to keep that in mind every time I write her. I get lost sometimes. Where do you draw inspiration from to write when there's a bit of writer's block? Honestly, I switch characters. Or I go out and hug one of my horses, or my cat. Or I listen to like music for an hour and don't do anything else. Or I'll try to draw. But often when I have writer's block, I also have artist's block, so. But a lot of the time I've noticed that when I have writer's block, I have block for like one character. So if I switch to somebody else, I'm good. Where was I? Okay. This one's a little harder. Are there any characteristics in Moonin that I relate to myself? She's very combative, and so am I. I'm an aggressive personality. Yeah. I don't want to sound arrogant, but she's very clever, and I like using my time to think about things. And she doesn't let anything stop her. And I try to be that way myself. I try not to let anything stop me. I don't always succeed, but I try. So in a way like that, she's an inspiration to me. Which is funny because I made her. Just for fun, what's my favorite book and why? Well, my favorite genre is fantasy. Currently, my favorite book is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, and that's simply because of the characters Manon and Abraxos. I also love the Dragon Riders of Pern, like the whole series. I like Aragon. I really like A Court of Mist and Fury, which is also by Sarah J. Maas. Like, I just read that, and that was really good. I got through it in like 2 hours, though. Lady God asks, to Moonin, how would you react to me, your loving mom, dying? Well, if anyone has ever seen the drabble I did of Moonin's reaction when she thought Loki was dead, it was bad, and her reaction would be pretty much the same. I'm gonna post that up here later, so. Okay, next we have like a block of questions from Poem, aka Pecked. And their first one is the one I've been dreading answering ever since I got it, but I'm gonna try. Why did you choose the name you did for your muse? Any relation to the Raven? I have known for a very long time who the original Moonin was. I know that she, depending on what you read or believe, is one of Odin's ravens and is the Raven of Memory. Moonin's original name was Phoenix, and I hated it after a while, and I needed something that was more her. So I went through lists and lists and lists for weeks of Norse names. And I ended up settling on Moonin just because I found it within like the first 2 days, and it was the only one that I felt like really fit Moonin. It was the only one that felt right, and I was terrified of doing it. I didn't ever want to approach the myth community because I was afraid of what was going to happen when they found this character, and she's not who you think she is. She is in a way a relation to the Raven because a lot of Moonin's power is from memory, because she doesn't just see the future, she sees the present and the past as well. And in that way she's kind of lived a lot more lifetimes than she physically has, because she's been able to follow so many fate paths and see what has happened, what could happen, what will happen, or where to nudge to make something happen. And memory is a big part of all that, because if she forgets one detail, a whole fate path can be... So there is a relation to Moon in there, at least in my mind. But everybody I've met in the myth community has made all my fears unfounded. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Would you, have you, or do you write any other Norse muses? Yes. The biggest one is Jorunn, but she's in a private roleplay. And she's a Valkyrie, much like how Moonin used to be, but she's following different mythos. And then there's Faye, who's a character who's very much caught in between two pantheons, the Celtic and the Norse, and she's very fun. She's kind of like a druidic character. She's very fun. She's going to be in the book series with Moonin. They're close. They're friends. They call each other sister. It's really cute. They're not sisters, but they call each other sister. Because I call one of my best friends sister, so like, what are you gonna do? What about other myth muses overall? Answer, in fact, yes, but would I bring them to Tumblr? I don't know yet. We will see how things go. I'm kind of happy with 2 blogs right now, so I might leave it at that. That makes me think though, because technically Vera is a myth muse, and I brought her here. She was an experiment, and I didn't think people were gonna like her, and yet you guys actually seem to like her, so like, let me know why you guys like her. Because she's ornery as hell, and temperamental as hell. So like, let me know. What is a headcanon you're thinking about writing that isn't fully fleshed out yet? I'm going to be writing how the bramble bush of Moonin's mind works. So I have to figure out how to really put it that it makes sense to you guys and to myself. So that'll happen eventually. Keep an eye out for it, please. What sort of music inspires you, or does it distract you instead when it comes to writing this muse? I have to have music playing at all times. I have really bad issues with silence due to the accident that left me wheelchair bound, as many of you guys know. But I like all kinds of music. I love instrumentals like 2 Steps from Hell or Ramin Djawadi. I love the band Paris. I like Halsey. I like Ariana Grande. I like Ruel, Meg Myers. Those are like the big bands that I listen to. Right now I'm really obsessed with this song called King by Zane Wolf, and that's been playing for a while. Why did I choose the URL you did? Well, Moonin's title, if you read her bio, I'm actually pulling it up right now, but Moonin's title, a part of it is Skjebnebane, because fate paths. The whole title is translated to Scarlet Queen of Fate Paths. So that I wanted something to do with her characterization, and that's like the biggest thing. So it just made sense for it to be that, and it's her. That phrase is her. Ruskish Pion. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce Russian words. I'm sorry. What drew you to Moonin's character? What drew me to her specifically? How lively she is, how upbeat, how happy she tends to be. She's so playful, and I love that. It's a foil to me and a lot of my other characters. Like, I don't really do playful, happy characters very often, but she is nothing if not that. Like, she has her tragic elements and her angst, but overall, she's pretty happy, and I love that about her. So, that's a big thing. What is my Hogwarts house? I'm a Ravenclaw, and Moonin is a Slytherin. Favorite thread of mine currently, and why? I have one with Lost Soldier, where it's basically like an AU Civil War where Bucky got taken captive. So that one's really cool, and it leads up to really big things, so I like that. The video is about to cut me off because it cuts off at 20 minutes, so I'm going to end this right here, and then I'm going to come back with another one. So, love you guys.